So the last episode that I keep uploading, that the title, YouTube is basically attacking me by accusing me of spreading misinformation that's medical. I don't even talk about medical stuff. I talk about spiritual things. And basically that episode is basically this just means it's just a demonic attack. They just possessed a crazy person to flag my channel and give me a strike. So unless I mention this stuff, it's not going to stop. They don't like me exposing that. They're attacking my channel. So yeah, they took my episode off again. That episode was just me talking about how I was abused by an adoptive family from another race. That's it. It's just me talking about what I already talk about in all these other episodes. Yeah, it's episode 286. The title is Demonic Persecution Attacks Identity, Morality, and Artistic/Intellectual of Prophets. Can you believe that? I'm just telling you when demons persecuted prophets, even though it's not real. Prophets are stronger than humans and demons. The way that God himself is putting a prophet through such a test, something that's not possible, but he does that to the powerful prophet because it's a test for them. And that means humans are possessed to act evil around you and they don't know you. That what they're then being used to do is to attack your intellectual slash artistic abilities. And number two, your morality, because they're accusing you of always being the opposite of these things. And they're stealing from you your artistic, intellectual qualities by, stealing your finances and your career prospects, education, and sabotaging and lying and bullying and harassing. And then the other one is your identity. What gender a prophet was, what race they were, who they were, their age, just their identity, their personality. And the fact that even right now, demons are harassing me in the environment, possessing narcissists. Um, and that's really who they use. If you ask me, who did demons use to bother prophets, including me, someone like me, and anytime people are being gangstalked or harassed by anything sort of weird and confusing to understand how a group can target one person, especially one person they don't know. These human beings have narcissistic personality disorder. So yes, they have all the other weird things like bipolar, sociopath, psychopath, yes, but narcissism is their first quality. And they're perverts also. Okay, so that means they're just possessed by a demon that has such a quality. And they're just using the human. So that's why it's like a different personality coming out of them, because that's a demon. But the human is narcissistic too. So they're able to bring humans who are just like this, hundreds of them, to your environment who don't know you, stalk you, terrorize you, set you up, sabotage, bully, harass. That's then how they could persecute people they don't know. That's literally all the episode is talking about. What demonic persecution attacks in a prophet's life? How is YouTube flagging that and striking that and saying I talked about medical stuff or I spread misinformation? Okay, so that's the evidence this is demonic. That's the evidence someone narcissistic is being used to flag my episode 2 times and put it down. Okay, and that is a very powerful episode because I categorized the demonic persecution into three categories that are very powerful. Because people just think, this fake character that sadly was labeled a fake prophet or just someone being chased across the earth. No, they just attack in those areas of your life, those three categories, by always accusing you of the opposite of those three areas which you're gifted in. And part of your identity is that you're stronger than demons and humans and they cannot kill or touch you. Okay, you're supernatural and powerful, created by God to rule the whole mankind. Okay, you're going to get the highest paradise. But then the accusation says what? They killed you, they chased you, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, YouTube is flagging it. I have to say that. I have to expose whoever's possessed to attack my channel with witchcraft or whatever they did. Two, even right now, my body's under attack by some sort of demon in the environment. Someone's possessed to make noise all day and it just attacks my body with this. It's like you're nervous or something. It's like you're shaking because they're putting witchcraft on me as I speak. So I don't speak to you. So our world is too spiritual, more than you want it to be. And the other topic I wanted to talk about was the fact that God has inspired me this week to pray specifically in a way that you're going to start to see narcissism finally getting judgment. So I want you to know right now, God has inspired me almost every few days to pray against a certain problem in mankind, a certain situation. I think I'm almost done praying about every category. What you're going to see from now on is people who are these narcissists, who are doing gangstalking and all the evil in the world, who terrorize people, who stalk family members, who cut them off for years using witchcraft and demons, perverts, all other filthy humans. You're going to see God kill them left and right. Their judgment has started today. So I want you to anticipate them being killed by God, left and right. They're not going to live. And I will not let them live until the next prophet Mahdi arrives. God is going to make sure they exit this earth. Because you don't know how much damage they're doing in the world. 2, since they're the highest evil, that's why they never get killed or punished by God. Have you noticed they never suffer? And bad things never happen to narcissists? It's because they're the highest evil. They have all the qualities of evil. Narcissism, sociopath, bipolar, pervert, everything. But the people they target are very healthy people and people who don't have mental illness. So they like to accuse you of being suicidal as a way to then project their own qualities to you of mental illness, because they're the psycho. So they target people like me that are the polar opposite of them, complete literal opposite. Intellectual, artistic, empathetic, loving, moral, and we don't have psychological disorders. They're obsessed with us because they're not human. It's witchcraft and it's demonic. Okay? Wherever we go, they seem to identify and follow this person. That's not rational, you know? So it's not personal. They're just evil, but they're the highest evil. So they seem to target in the people who are the best in God's creation. The really good people, get it? The really good people. So they're not going to target generic humans. They're not going to target typical toxic humans. They target the best. Okay? And they mimic us also. They mimic our personality, our body language. They steal our artistic abilities. And all they want to do is make us homeless, unemployed, and accuse us of being mentally ill. And they accuse us of being suicidal when we're about to expose them, basically. So that's what anyone who's been a victim to narcissism will tell you. In order to protect themselves, all the abuse they've done to you, very criminal things, they like to accuse the victim of being mentally ill or suicidal. They like to throw you into mental hospitals. They like to chase family members who've cut them off and disowned them for years and years and years, telling the government, oh, we're worried about the person. We think they're suicidal. We think blah, blah, blah. That's just a way to control a human like some property. So God is going to also get rid of mental hospitals and mental illness because it doesn't exist. These are just evil humans, and they're going to need to be killed. And God is going to do it. Because I know you guys don't know where they are. Even if good people were like, let's go find them. How are you going to find them? The other thing that's going to happen is I've prayed to God that He helps the entire mankind identify you to each other. So from now on, you're going to see a human, and you're going to know who they are, if they're evil or good. You're going to actually know who's a narcissist, who's a pervert, who's a filth, you're going to know. Governments are going to finally start to identify them, even though majority of them are themselves anyway in government. Okay, and good people are going to finally start to identify each other and find each other because they segregate us from each other using spiritual attacks like witchcraft. It's fun. Just attack people, but no one sees it. And bad things happen to the person. It's spiritual. It's invisible. So then spiritual things are going to come back to get rid of all the spiritual evil stuff. God's divine punishment, which is spiritual. You can't see it either. Okay? Prophets like Mahdi, Jesus, are going to use spiritual powers, and they're going to have to use those spiritual powers that you cannot see to start punishments to help humanity. But at some point, you're going to see it because they're going to do physical things. Okay, so just know the punishment for narcissism has started. These evildoers who do gangstalking and all other things that are difficult to prove, and at some point it's so easy to prove because you're really being terrorized with criminal activity everywhere you go, I know. But then they're usually the ones in law enforcement and governments, so they don't help you when you want help. They work together because they're not even people. They're working as demonic together. They work very well together. And when they see a really good person, they're just going to discredit you. So the goal is to always accuse victims of being crazy, because the one accusing you and abusing you is crazy themselves. Prophets had to deal with being accused of being crazy or mentally ill. So they know this stuff. I know it. Mahdi knows it. Jesus knows it. Muhammad knows it. Okay. The other thing I wanted to tell you was that it's finally our time. It's finally our time as people who've been victimized by these psycho humans who have the worst of psychological disorder, these narcissistic humans. And I want you to know, when you see a severely mentally ill person, that's also a narcissist. It's just that's when they're acting out like a child or some crazy person. That's when they actually sort of look crazy. But I don't want you to think narcissists are these calm, sort of fake, sophisticated people at corporate. No, they're actually really weak type of mentally ill who take their clothes off. It's them. God has showed me it's just them. That's just when they want to steal people's blessings. So they pretend to be fake sophisticated. Oh, they're fake laptops, and they go into government jobs and become law enforcement, but they're very sick. Mentally, they're extremely mentally ill. So since that's their key factor or key quality, that's their main characteristic, that's all they want to accuse victims of. They don't want to accuse you of anything else but just mental illness, because that's their quality. They hate it so much that being evil has a consequence. They become crazy, you know? So just know, okay? God is going to finally help us against this mental illness nonsense. Good people being accused of that as a way to get rid of crime that was done to them. And real psycho, mentally ill are categorizing themselves as, oh, they're just depressed. No. Okay, good people are not mentally ill. Someone could just be sad because someone died. Someone could just go through a period in their life where there's problems. But good people don't become mentally ill. Mental illness belongs to evil human beings. That's their quality, because that just means they're crazy, because they psychologically twisted. They like evil, get it? So they get possessed by demons then who make them act crazy. But isn't evil crazy? Is evil logical? Is manipulating people logical? Okay, so they are crazy. But see, that word crazy is being used as a sort of sickness, like some sort of medical thing. It doesn't exist. And God is going to finally get rid of them left and right, because I prayed for that, and it's going to happen. I'm sick and tired of seeing them all over this earth, controlling everything. And they're so psychologically like childlike. They're weak and tiny. They're the most weakest thing I've ever seen. But they pretend to be like us normal people, so they can then get every job, every blessing that we were supposed to have, every greatness in this earth, every relationship we should have. They basically stealing from us, the ones that are their opposite. Healthy, moral people. That means our mind is clean. We don't have psychological issues or disorders, because that comes from being evil. Okay? You don't get sick in the head if you're a good person. You get sick in the head if you're evil. So finally, God is going to get rid of this nonsense of mental illness that's coming after everybody, as if it belongs to anybody. No, it belongs to evil humans. We're finished. The last thing was that I finally prayed that we get everything they stole from us, and God is going to give us back everything they stole. No demon, no Satan, no witchcraft. It's over. It's finished. Because your prophet Mahdi's next year or the other year, they're almost here. God's punishment, divine punishment is here. It's going to start like next year. So we're finished with gangstalking and all this narcissism and all this abuse and accusations and all job sabotage and bullying and all the ways you're being controlled. It's over. Evil humans are finally going to get killed by God. We're finished. We don't have to worry about whether they go to court or not. We don't need judges in courts. Their death is here. And YouTube is not going to flag my channel anymore, some other weird places, because whoever's manipulating those systems, you're all going to get punished also. They're going to get killed accordingly also by God. No one has to do anything to them. You just wait and see God himself killing these human beings left and right. It's time. They leave us alone. God has made me pray and pray and pray. He's taught me they need to be killed. They're the creation that doesn't repent. They need to go. The other thing is, what else do I need to talk about? Yeah, that evil African family that adopted me. I'm Arab, I'm Asian, I'm not their race. But they abused me since they have narcissistic personality disorder. All they do is flip everything. So they accuse me of being their race. They right, have been stealing everything from me using witchcraft, meaning other narcissists all over the globe are finding me wherever I go. They don't know me, but they seem to target me, and my life has been destroyed, and other people have been destroyed like this because of jealousy and envy. Just know they're also among those people that God is going to kill. I cannot wait for God to kill these human beings. They're going to be killed. These human beings need to die. They're the most dangerous evil I've ever seen. They don't have even 2 minutes of just relaxing. They're always a demon. They're always bothering somebody. They're always doing something demonic. You just think they're sitting there watching TV or on their computer. No, they're stalking people. They're monitoring people. They're never, ever having a moment of just being a human. They're always doing demons' jobs. They're not human. Their soul is gone. That means the judgment on demons is also starting. God is going to remove a lot of demons from us. A lot of people are going to be delivered from gangstalking and all other witchcrafts and other things that they personally, when they pray, they don't get out of it. Because I believe God is going to deliver all of us at the same time. I just think he's waiting for some time. Because we all know if we pray, we can get delivered. Why don't we get delivered? Because I think God is waiting for a time. All of us will be free all over the world globally. And he guided me to pray for such a thing. It's going to happen. It doesn't matter if a demon hears what I just said. That's dumb. That would mean they're God or something. They're a weak creation, and they're weaker than me because I'm supernatural. So don't worry. It's going to happen because these things are written. It's going to happen. It's over. There's a reason why we're suffering under the most psycho humans, narcissists, being obsessed with people like us. They don't even know you. They just see you. Boom. They just target. How is that rational? You don't even get 3 seconds to even be jealous of the person. You just, boom, target them? That means all they do is walk around this earth targeting people for demons' jobs. They just do the devil's work all day. They don't even need to personally hate somebody from a place of jealousy. They're just not human at all. But their greatest quality is to always mimic normal people. They want to look like an actual healthy, normal person. That's what always angered me about them. They're very sick. They're psycho. They're very mentally ill. And they have like 50 personality disorders. I don't want you to think they have 2 or 3. They have, who knows, hundreds of demons in their body. Therefore, hundreds of personalities. So that's why you never know how to get them to leave you alone. You act a certain way, they mimic you. You act another way, they act another way. It's like, wait a minute. How come you just don't give up and leave people alone? Why are you obsessed with a human? No one can be obsessed with you like that. That's not normal. No matter how evil you are, you need to drop it. That is your evidence. They're really, really mentally ill and psycho. They don't have a body like you. They don't have a heart like you. They don't have a mind like you. They're just weird. They need to die. So don't attach themselves to you. Don't actually walk this earth and call yourself an empath. There's no such thing as an empath. These words are demonic and dangerous. It's just for creepy demons to create stories for you, to connect creepy humans to you. No, there's just evil humans and good people. Okay? Simply think of it this way. The highest of evil human, right? There's levels. The highest evil seems to target the best of good, the best of character. You're just very loving, good person. That's it. So don't call these terms like empath or no. They're just evil. But if they're using witchcraft, you'll see them everywhere you go and you start to think maybe they know you or something. No one knows anybody. They're just human. It just means they're so evil. A demon doesn't need their permission. As long as they're evil, they can just use their body to target people who are similar in character everywhere all over this world. And that person is going to recognize, wait a minute, everywhere I go, humans who are narcissistic seem to be obsessed with me and bother me. Don't say that. Everywhere you go, I see an evil human. Just say that. There's nothing wrong with saying narcissist, though, right? Because there's different types of evil humans. There's ones who are not as evil as them, obviously. So we just use that name just so that we know who we're talking about. But they're just evil. But see, the highest evil. So you see, there's no ability for them to ever be human then. They don't leave people alone. There's just nothing there, okay? That's not rational. They did. Everywhere I go, they're the ones who have all the jobs. They're literally taking over a world. They don't belong there. All good people are scattered all over this earth. They don't have their blessing. They're stealing our blessings. Because that's to them what you would have had. You would have had your identity. People would have treated you as the healthy, good person you are. They accuse you of being a criminal, being mentally ill. They steal all your artistic qualities by always sabotaging everything. You don't ever get credit in school or workplaces. Anywhere you would demonstrate who you are, they target you there. So then they can steal our jobs. They can take all the important good jobs in society that good people should be controlling. Evil humans live in this earth, yes. They're going to get a job, yes. But it shouldn't be these ones. These important jobs like governments and big essential jobs. And things they didn't earn with hard work, but they stealing from people, putting witchcraft on people like me to steal it from us. Well, that's evil here. They don't belong in those jobs. They don't belong in law enforcement. They don't belong as your president. They don't belong as your mayor. And the way they don't look evil to you sometimes, the way some people don't even know someone's a narcissist or very evil human, is because they put witchcraft on themselves. Where it's like they blind you or something. You look at them and you see what they're acting like. I told you, they like to act sophisticated. They like to act fake sophisticated. And since they're evil and they cannot look normal, there you go. They mimic and copy people like me. They literally copy our body language, our tone. And they put witchcraft on me as I was recording this episode, for example. And it's like I'm stuttering or something. See? Invisible powers that attack my body. Their demon is using that. So that then it doesn't seem like I'm the articulate, intellectual person I am when I speak. See? So they're stealing from us that way also. It's not just a bad person. You see what I'm saying? It's not just a mean person. It's not just a bad person. They're truly a demon. If you want to know what a demon is, they're truly a demon in human form. Therefore, they're a threat to our life. Every single part of our civilization, they're a threat to it. We need God to kill them. We cannot let them live. These types of aggressive words, they try to make you scared to say it. No, they need to go. If a human could ever watch a narcissist and put a camera on them and see all the things they do in this world, a government could never count all the evil they do, all the crimes they do. You get tired of documenting it. Because exactly, they don't commit a crime this year and then 5 years later. No, they're committing a crime every millisecond. Millisecond. And they live for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Wow. They're going to get the highest hellfire. Because how can you commit sin every millisecond of your life? How's that even rational? Of course, then they cannot come back. Of course, they cannot repent. It's impossible because they're just the highest evil. They're not a human, okay? Don't let them get away with it. Take legal action, expose them, and tell whoever's in your county or government that these humans are stalking you, who you've cut off, and they're trying to accuse you of being suicidal or mentally ill in order to basically lock you away so they can get away with what they've done to you. Just be rational people and just get legal action. Stop avoiding and running away from them as if they're God or something. They're just like any other bad person in the world. The problem is they're trying to prevent you from getting legal action by sending other narcissists to you to target your life, and your life just goes down. You become homeless and unemployed. because that is connected to being mentally ill. So since they're causing you to lose your job through bullying, sabotage, harassment, accusations, and lying, see, by using witchcraft that would always send humans who want to do that to you wherever you go, now they want to somehow accuse you of being like them, like mentally ill, because you're unemployed or homeless. You see how evil they are? They don't leave people alone. They send demons to cause you those situations. So simply being poor can be connected to you being mentally ill. And real mentally ill psycho narcissists like them and others and bipolar and whatever others are out there, right? Those evil humans are pretending to be just sick people. They're confusing society every day. Good people don't get sick in their head. Stop accusing good people. We just suffer in life. We don't get sick in the head. That just means you're a really evil person. A lot of demons fighting with you and stuff. That's it. So they want to mix good with evil, basically. By making mental illness seem like it's just a human thing. No, it's not. Stop labeling things like anxiety and depression mental illness. How's that an illness? How's that a disorder? It's just a feeling. And that's also caused by witchcraft being done to people. But illness belongs to evil human. Drop the terminologies. It doesn't matter if demons are attacking my YouTube. God is the one who tells me to make these episodes. So he's going to protect it. It's going to reach people one day. But just that evil adoptive family that's African, even though I'm Asian, that has that narcissistic personality disorder, that keeps attacking me with, evil witchcrafts, where they basically are coming to my dreams. There's always dreams about them, attacking my life, sending other narcissists to terrorize me all my life. They never leave you alone. They never acknowledge you cut them out of your life. They never acknowledge their crimes, and they don't leave you alone like a human leaves someone alone. They're gonna be killed. So if they ever find this episode, which they will not, God will blind the world. When you find it, I'm telling you right now, your death is here. And you're gonna severely be punished for all the evil you've done. And I don't ever forgive evildoers. Your time has started. All good people like me who suffered under psychos like you, who steal everything from us and copy us and act like healthy, normal, sophisticated people and like to label us psycho or mentally ill or suicidal and little babies that you need to take care of because we would have exposed what evil and what crime you've done, because we're the example of intellect and morality and health, mental health. So you're so jealous you want to accuse people of that quality. You have the amount of suffering you've done. No one is going to get you to get away with that. I will be the first person to stand in front of God and ask him to drop you out of this earth this next year. You're all going to start to die. Wherever you are, you're dying. Do you understand me? Your death is here. You will leave good people alone. And your demons will learn a lesson. That I'm not just some cool person like prophets in the past. They're going to realize what a villain truly means. Because I'm not some nice person. I'm a villain. But when I say villain, it's a moral villain. You're going to learn what a villain is. You're going to learn what true vengeance is and means when you see me who I am in the future. But right now, these good things are coming. So good people, it's time for you to rejoice. It's time for us to get our jobs back, our homes back, get out of these homelessness and things we don't belong in. All these creepy psycho humans stalking us everywhere we go, getting away with it because it's so covert. It's time for them to drop, die, be killed, and for us to be free. Get everything that was stolen from us back. Stop being afraid of weirdos and strangers we don't know constantly accusing us of their own qualities of mental illness and criminality and weird stuff just so they can get away with covert crimes they do, where it's so easy to just stalk someone and pretend to be a normal customer every day. Come to our job and accuse us left and right. We lose everything. all they do is they put fear in your body that they're going to accuse you. Such as right now, as I'm recording this, I'm getting evil humans walking around me and projecting to me. They might accuse me of being too loud, so I might be kicked out of this building. All they do is accuse us, so then they can steal whatever blessing you have. It's time for them to be exposed, and for the accusations against us, such as the jails they put us into, the crimes they accuse us of, the mental illness they accuse us of, the suicidal they accuse us of, when we were about to take legal action against them, for that nonsense to be dropped off of our names. Our time is here. My Lord is ready. He's ready to send down divine punishment. He has let me observe this creation. I have prayed for them for years. And God blinded me from knowing they're narcissists so he could get me to pray for them. If I knew who the hell they were, I wouldn't have said. It's just his way of being a just God and showing you there's no point in praying for them. It's just so God can show you they cannot change. Okay? It's not because he actually thought it would make a difference. Only God knows his intention, obviously. But my Lord was not mocking me. The devil said, oh, what if God was mocking you? As if these evil humans deserve prayer. No, he wasn't. It only shows my greatness and the greatness of good people, that we simply obey what our Lord teaches us. That's good. And the evil that they accuse him of in scriptures and everywhere else in religion, that we obviously throw that out, back to where it belongs, demons and wicked doers they're possessing. So that's why when prophets arrive, the first thing that humans start to stop is this sort of situation where you're accused of being crazy if you talk about spiritual things, because that's the purpose of demons. They're attacking the human race. Specifically, they're using evil humans they're possessing, and then they're attacking us in the spiritual world. Therefore, acknowledging they exist is the most dangerous thing for them. So they create a mental illness to shut people up about these supernatural things. And they accuse normal, healthy people like me of mental illness, just to protect criminals every time we want to take legal action against them. You don't do anything. They just accuse you. They just boom. I call a cop right now. Someone tries to commit a crime against me. The cop sees it with his own eyes that, yes, that human did commit a crime. Instead of saying sorry to me and helping me and arresting them and the situation ends, they'll just try to project to me you're actually the psycho, that you're actually mentally ill. But why? What about this situation has to do with mental illness? I actually just reported a crime, correct? So that's how you know they're not human. And they have an agenda to just get rid of good people. But if a toxic lowlife called him, he doesn't care. If a highly moral person like me calls you as a cop, instantly they just want to project mental illness to you. Why? Just arrest the criminal. Because it's not a cop. It's the highest evil God created. They're the most evil humans in the world, taking these important jobs. They cannot stand looking at the example of greatness, which is moral people. So they are psychologically, mentally ill. They want to accuse us of their quality. It's like a way to relieve themselves. They can't leave you alone. They've never met you their whole life. They have nothing against you. It's their demon. Get it? So you're all going to start to see governments and others finally saying to you, hey, we believe some other species is in this world. We believe someone's watching us. They, the ones who used to mock people like me, are going to finally tell you someone's watching them. They're going to admit demons are here. They're going to suffer the consequence of calling people crazy all these years. And that's when prophets usually arrive. When crazy is being used to shut up spiritual wisdom. And the real crazy, which is the evil humans, no one judges them, simply listens to them, sees that they're actually lying or manipulating something based on logic and evidence and observation, and says to them, hey, stop harassing the person. No one does that anymore because they're outnumbering us. So of course they need to be killed. There's too many of them. That's why there's no justice. The narcissist is everywhere. And all they do is lie. Not a toxic person. A toxic person is just mean, maybe. No, these humans, their job is just to lie. That's dangerous. We cannot live in a world that people are lying all day. We cannot live like that. We're going to be scared to death of being human and speaking up. If you're always scared, you're going to be accused if you speak. That's dangerous. And they, just so you know, they cannot change, they cannot repent. They're crazy. They're the highest evil. So finished. Do you understand me? Expect to see a lot of scary supernatural events happening, God killing human beings left and right. And you're going to see someone in the exact same building as them not being killed by God in that supernatural situation. And 20 other people die randomly. You're going to be like, wait a minute. How come that one didn't die? Because I asked God to mark these humans and kill them specifically. And God was going to do that anyway. He's a Lord. So he's marking them. He's marking these narcissists. He's marking these perverts. He's marking these lunatics who tortured me and others all their lives. And they torture each other too. He's marking them and he's going to kill them. So you, a good person, you being in that building, if a tornado happens, you're not going to die that day, okay? Relax. You're just going to die when God wants you to die. You don't know how. Obviously, evil can come to you and try to commit murder. Well, defend yourself. Don't be weak. Always pray for protection. But I just want you to know, when I say these evil humans, God is going to kill them. I mean, he's going to mark them. And you're going to actually be like, as a society and as a government, you're going to be like, wait a minute. It seems like people are being picked and they're dying. It doesn't seem like humans are dying, like just us as a species, as we're just dying. God is mad with us, maybe. No, you're going to see God is picking someone. And all over the world, someone just like them is dying with that evil character. A lot of them, obviously, no one calls them evil. I know, but I pray that you will get the point and not think God is just killing us as a species, because this is their punishment. Okay, it's punishment. It's not just calamity, because we need justice. They get away with so much evil. They torture us psychologically. They're stalking us, but there's no way to show that. They'll pretend to just be there just because you are there. And yes, you can prove it. But then there's retaliation. Even if you were to prove it, and that city was like, I'm sorry, man. They're going to stalk you to another state and another country. So I don't want you to think if we got justice, that somehow that's all we needed. No, we cannot stop the stalking and the gangstalking and the narcissistic stalking, because spiritual is causing the stalking, not a community that actually knows you. Okay, if you move away from them, can they stalk you? No. But for you to go all over this world and humans who are also narcissistic are just targeting you, that's dangerous. We need God's help. It's a spiritual thing. How do they know you? So God obviously helps people, but I've noticed he rarely gets us out of these situations. I think that's because he's picking a time, and all of us are going to be free from narcissists at one time, and they're going to be killed. That's what I want. That's what we deserve. And then we're going to get everything they stole, slowly, gradually, and then perfectly. And at the end of this life, Islam says that Mahdi, when they're here, that, okay, all evil will be destroyed. And there's going to be great peace. Great peace cannot exist if there's evil humans in the world. So since the world is going to end after this prophet, I think God is not going to let evil human beings live during Mahdi's time. You know what I mean? You know how God just lets them live? I don't think he will. That's then why we're going to have great peace. Because only good people will be here. Isn't that cool? Like paradise. Look forward to that, because that's what we all deserve. Sadly, people who died before us didn't get that chance who were good. But this is a battle between evil and good. And evil has called good people mental ill and crazy just to get away with the spiritual entities called demons that work with them as evildoers. When we either acknowledge they're possessed or they're demon, or we don't even have to say that, we just simply acknowledge their characteristic that's easily, obviously provable. You know, no one's accusing them. You're actually proving to people this human is evil and narcissistic. You can prove it to people based on behaviors other people can see, such as gaslighting. The fact that they have used mental illness to shut us up, crazy to shut us up, when that belongs to them. They're going to be taken out, and these words will be erased. It's going to be shoved back to them where it belongs. Healthy people like me are not going to be accused of mental illness or crazy ever again. Where it belongs is where it's going back, which is an evil human. And good people and evil humans, when they just suffer from bad emotions, just stressful feelings and thoughts, no one's going to call that mental illness anymore, but just simply a consequence of this difficult life we all suffer. You could develop depression one day, And people are going to simply pray for you because that's also caused by demons. But you're not mentally ill. An illness is a very dangerous terminology. Look at the word ill. How dare you call people who just have anxiety ill? Something caused their anxiety. Trauma. These words don't belong to us. They belong to evil humans, and they're going to go back to them. And the demons that are also narcissistic and psychopaths and perverts. Perverts are also mentally ill, okay? But mental illness doesn't exist. It just means evil. So we're finally going to be labeled who we are from now on. Evil versus good. We're finished with all these other terminologies that are ruining our world.